What is the annual expense on the profit and loss statement for a property? Our input information is such: the apartment manager reports revenue of $1,500 per month, and it's 100% occupied for the year, which tells us there's no trade credit, no vacancy. So our total income or rents are going to be 1,500 times 12 for the year, $18,000. The owner pays $9 per month for water and trash utilities, so we multiply that amount times 12 to get a total utility of $1,080 for the year. Insurance was $1,000. Payments to cover the interest and loan reduction are $9,400. From that $9,400, $4,915 was interest for the year. The difference, which is $4,485, is loan pay down or principal reduction. There's $250 in advertising expense. Maintenance total for the year is $775. Depreciation on the property was $2,300. There's also a depreciation on a heating and air unit. So the owner had to buy and install a new heating and air unit at a cost of $3,500. So there's a $3,500 capital expenditure. Of that $3,500, we can depreciate $925 this year as an expense. There's also $7,200 in a bank account, a business bank account, and there's another $2,225 in escrow as a deposit. The land for this property is valued at $34,000. The building is valued at $108,000, and the owner has a remaining loan balance of $78,250. The property taxes, so taxes for the property, are $1,525. The owner paid income tax of $12,500. So right away we should identify there's a difference here. There's a tax for the property and there's a tax for the owner on income. So this tax is respective to the owner's income, and this one is specifically for the property. So now how do we calculate the annual expense on the profit and loss? Well, we need to identify all of the real expenses we can take. Clearly, utility is an expense, insurance is an expense, property tax is an expense, tax income is personal and does not count towards the annual expense for the property. Advertising is also an expense, maintenance is an expense, the depreciation for the property is an expense, as well as is the depreciation on the HVAC unit. Our last expense that we can identify is the interest expense of $4,915. So our total annual expense is $12,970. Here you'll see the formula text function that identifies each of the inputs, and if we click on this, we can see all of the respective inputs. So if you're calculating annual expense, these are the respective inputs you want to take into account. Not limited to, but this is a good example of what you might encounter on the exam.